Ready.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early second down and long. Another try after the first down sack. Tua. That one complete to Hill. He's got room past the 30 and way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Play action. Now it's Tua. That's into the hands of Waddle downfield. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now Tua. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hill. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Mostert is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Buying time to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. A disastrous loss there on 1st and goal on the sack. Sets him back big time.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Sanders' kick is good. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Off the play fake, Heineke. This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And a play fake, and now Heineke slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Well, they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Heineke. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it.
To a hit, and the ball is out. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Gibson, toss right. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They'll run with Gibson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Bulldozes past him. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. They'll run with Robinson. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Gibson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. A strong run there, boy, when he gets it, especially around the goal line like a bull in a china shop.
And none of us ever want to confront that bull in any china shop, do we? Any more than we want to confront him. Got behind his pads, ran with power, and got into the end zone.
What an asset around the goal line, a guy like that.
It's almost like a safety blanket, isn't it? When all else fails, hand it to this big back and let him power his way forward.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Here we go.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Charles, you got to think the #1 goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up. Then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, they lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Tua. He'll swing this out to Mostert. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. He'll hit Mostert again here. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. The quick slant caught. Touchdown. Mike Gesicki as the first half is winding down. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room in the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
And he missed it. No good. This is going to remain a 2-point game after that one. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And he's only going to get this to the 4-yard line.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A handoff running left is Gibson. Pushes past him. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. Taken down at the 42.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On play action, Heineke. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe.
I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. After the turnover, it's Tua. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Here we go.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. Vision and speed, two of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there.
And one thing about a play like this, if it's slow to develop, it can turn out poorly. And this play was definitely slow in developing, and that was one heck of an effort to sprint over there and get the man down.
Touchdown, Dolphins! Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Sanders on for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. On the counter, Gibson. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go play action. Now Heineke slings this deep for McLaurin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against the secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. On 3rd down, Heineke. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Washington. Logan Thomas, 57 yards. And the Commanders are back within a score. Charles, that was a heck of a play.
It truly was, because when he made that catch, he had to shake through some people, right? So that play, to me, a highlight film that should be accompanied by bass music, right? I mean, boom, 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 and he finds his way to the end zone. Terrific play.
And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will be a return from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
That's what we do. Let's go.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Are looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he stopped immediately there. Well, a timeout called for by the offense. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he's going to come up well shy of the 1st here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So, boy, that's already the 3rd they burn here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the 4th quarter. Sly able to put this one through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. That offense trying to erase that deficit, get a little bit closer here and climb back into this game in the 3rd quarter. Instead, they further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick-6.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person who just ended up in the end zone with the football, he was the one that answered the bell.
Slide for the PAT. And the lead is up to 14. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Joey Slye to kick off for the Commanders.
Slye set to boot it. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40.
Here we go.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Tua sets up to pass it. And this one is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
On 2nd and 10, Tua. And that one almost intercepted. could have been his third pick of the game. Instead, it's going to bring up a third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. 4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin 1st down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Down inside the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Hey, close deal.
Here's Mostert. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Let's go.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Now Tua. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Raheem Mostert from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Attempt still to come.
And cycle. Check field.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. The 2 are going to try and throw for it. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing, Heineke. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Heineke now. Thomas brings it in. Past the 20. Touchdown, Washington. Logan Thomas. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Commanders use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. And sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it. Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Tua. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Add this gain to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up.
I'm the best, and I can't